I never thought I'd end up like this. Sitting in a dimly lit room, the only sound being the hum of the old fan in the corner and my reflection in the cracked mirror staring back at me. The woman I see is nothing like the one I imagined I'd become. My name's Rachel, and I guess I've always been someone who did what was necessary to survive. But the cost? Well, now I'm paying it. I didn't plan on using him. I didn't even want to need anyone. But when you're a single mom with 2 kids, it's hard not to reach out to whoever will catch you when you fall. That's where Aaron came in. I met him when I was barely hanging on. My ex had walked out 2 years ago, and I was drowning in the chaos he left behind. Bills piling up, kids needing more attention than I could give, and the weight of all of it pressing down on me. Then there was Aaron. Stable, reliable, just the kind of guy I needed. He didn't know what I was really dealing with. He saw me as a woman trying to make it work, someone who just needed a little help. He didn't know that I had already resigned myself to the fact that I was never going to have a real partner. Not the kind I'd imagined when I was younger. When he started talking to me, I knew I had to keep things simple. No mention of the kids at first. Not in my profile, not in our first few dates. He wouldn't have stuck around if he knew. No one does when they find out you've got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old from a man who didn't even care enough to stay. So, I kept quiet. I kept pretending I had it all together. That I wasn't buried under the weight of motherhood and a life I never planned. Aaron was sweet. He took me out. We laughed. He listened when I talked. It felt good, too good. Like I could finally exhale after years of holding my breath. He wasn't perfect, but he was there. And that was all I needed. But it got harder to keep up the act. The more I liked him, the more I wanted him to stay. And the more I kept hiding the truth. I made excuses for everything. My messy apartment, the piles of laundry, the toys scattered around the living room. I just couldn't let him see how broken I really was. Then came the day I couldn't lie anymore. Aaron wanted to meet my kids. It was about 6 weeks into our relationship. He had that look in his eyes. The look of someone who saw a future with me, with us. I panicked. What if he found out? What if he walked away the second he saw how messy my life really was? But I couldn't keep running from the truth forever. Rachel, I want to meet them. Your kids, I mean, he said one evening after dinner. I froze. The walls I'd built around my life, around my heart, started to crack. I didn't know what to say. Are you sure? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Of course, he smiled, but I could see the concern in his eyes. He had no idea what he was asking. I could feel my stomach drop, but I agreed. I didn't want to lose him. Not now. Not when he was the closest thing I had to something good. The weekend arrived, and I prepped the kids like they were about to meet royalty. Best behavior, okay? We want Aaron to like us. Dylan, my oldest, watched me with those knowing eyes of his. Mom, do you think he'll leave like Dad did? I didn't know what to say. I just held him close, feeling the weight of his words. The guilt hit me hard. I don't know, baby, I whispered. But he's different. He's not going anywhere. I hoped I was right. The first meeting went better than I could have imagined. Aaron brought little toys for the kids, and they warmed up to him quickly. He was good with them. Too good. Dylan was shy at first, but Aaron patiently listened to him talk about his favorite game. Even little Jake, who usually didn't trust anyone, climbed into Aaron's lap without hesitation. It was like they'd known him forever. It wasn't just the kids who were taken with him. I was too. I watched as Aaron effortlessly blended into our chaotic world. He didn't flinch when the kids argued over their toys, or when Dylan threw a tantrum over homework. He just handled it. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. I wasn't just letting Aaron into our lives. I was using him. I was using his stability, his kindness to fill the gaps in my broken world. And he didn't even know it. Things moved quickly after that. Aaron moved in with us a few months later. My lease was up, and I suggested we save money by living together. He agreed without hesitation. The kids were thrilled. I was relieved. But as time went on, I started to resent Aaron, not for being there, but for what he represented. He was everything I had been trying to hold on to, but now that he was here, I realized I couldn't keep pretending anymore. He took over the responsibilities I was too tired to handle. He made sure the kids did their homework, enforced the rules I had long ignored. He became the father figure my kids needed, and that I couldn't provide. But instead of feeling grateful, I felt pushed aside. The kids ran to him for everything. "Aaron can help me with my math," Dylan would say, and I'd feel this sting in my chest. I started to hate how much they loved him. I wanted them to need me the way they needed him. Then one night, Aaron asked me to talk. I could feel the shift in our relationship. The walls I'd built were finally coming down. "Rachel, I love you, and I love the kids, but I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this," he said, his voice low and full of hurt. My heart skipped a beat. "What do you mean? I'm not just a babysitter. I'm not just here to help you. I want to be a partner, a real one," he said. I didn't know how to respond. My mind raced, but all I could hear was the sound of my own selfishness. "You're right," I said quietly. "I used you." The words felt like a confession, like a weight lifting off my chest. But in the same breath, I felt the truth of what I'd done. And now, it was all unraveling. Aaron left a few weeks later. I watched as he packed his things, as he walked out the door, leaving behind the stability I'd taken for granted. And now here I am, homeless. My kids hate me. I can't look myself in the mirror without feeling the shame. I used Aaron to get by, to keep my life together. But now that he's gone, I realize I've lost more than just him. I've lost my family. My children don't look at me the same way. Dylan won't even talk to me. Aiden avoids my touch. Jake still loves me, but he's learned to keep his distance. I used to think I was doing what I had to do, but now, I see it. I used Aaron because I was too afraid to face the mess I'd made. And now, I have nothing. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I've learned the price of manipulation, and it's one I can never repay.